name is Meredith Glaister, and you are watching 6 Minutes. Today, we are going to hear the story of Samuel Worcester and his experience with his case against the state of Georgia that has been taken all the way to the Supreme Court. Hello, Mr. Worcester. How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good as well, and very interested to hear about your experience. The case began when missionary Sam Worcester and his family, along with 5 fellow missionaries, refused to move from a land labeled as Indian Territory. In addition to refusing to move from the land, the group refused to apply for a government license that would allow them to reside in this area. Because of this refusal, the Army entered the Native American lands, arrested Mr. Worcester along with 6 of his fellow members. Following his arrest, Worcester took his case to the Supreme Court. Now, let's hear Mr. Worcester's side of the story.
Alright, here's how it all happened.
Get off my land, you need a permit.
I don't need a permit to be on American soil.
Actually, you do. You see, the Act of 1830, passed by Georgia, institutes prohibition of non-Native Americans ruling on Native American territory. So, all non-Native Americans that live here must have special permission from the government in the form of a license. Sorry.
These people need me to spread the influence of God, and I'm not leaving to get a permit that I don't need.
Police!
Sir, you were under arrest for refusal to leave Indian Territory and for refusal to obtain a permit. I need you to turn around, place your hands behind your back. Do you have any weapons on you, sir?
No, sir.
Nothing at all. Why are you here when you're not supposed to be?
This is not the last you'll hear from me, and you will see me in court. I do not need a permit to be on Indian Territory.
Okay, let's go. You can tell the judge.
Now excuse us for a short commercial break. Do you know about the case in 1831, Cherokee Nation versus Georgia? Oh, you don't? I didn't think so. Well, this case justified that the Cherokee Nation was its own domestic nation. However, the Cherokee Nation had little or no rights, and the federal government did not have the jurisdiction to do anything about it. The significance of this is that this essentially made it so Georgia could make laws concerning the Cherokee Nation and their land, even though the Cherokee were a self-governing nation. The Cherokees objected this and brought it to the Supreme Court. However, Chief Justice John Marshall said the court had no jurisdiction to deal with these issues because the Cherokee were a dependent nation, not a truly sovereign nation. This affected the case of Worcester versus Georgia. Hello, and welcome back to 6 Minutes. Now back to you, Mr. Worcester.
So after being sentenced to 4 years of hard labor, I took my case to the Supreme Court.
All rise. This is Court Case 52, Worcester versus Georgia, in which Samuel Worcester is suing the state of Georgia for violation of his constitutional rights.
I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Mr. Worcester, you were removed from your land because you did not obtain a license from the Georgia government. Mr. Worcester, why did you not get a license?
I didn't need one.
He needs one.
Silence in the court. Now, Georgia, why do you believe Worcester needs a license?
The Cherokee land is part of our territory. Therefore, we have the right to govern and enforce laws over it.
Georgia, the Indian Territory is a sovereign land.
Well, I guess so.
The law does not permit you to be enforcing laws that are not within the jurisdiction of the state. The question is, does the state of Georgia have the authority to regulate the intercourse between citizens of the state and members of the Cherokee Nation?
No, they don't. It's unconstitutional. Georgia lacks jurisdiction over the Cherokee Nations.
That is our land. He does not have the right to be there.
The land is not yours to govern over. You cannot decide who lives there and who doesn't. Silence. A decision has been made. The Georgia Act under which Worcester was prosecuted violates the Constitution, treaties, and the law of the United States. Intercourse with the Indians shall be carried on by the government exclusively. The Cherokee Nation is a distinct community occupying its own territory in which your nonsense laws have no use.
Yes. Later, Georgia. I will never return again.
Samuel Worcester was sent to jail by Georgia police for residing on Cherokee land without a license. However, John Marshall deemed this unconstitutional because he believed that the state government did not have the power to enforce a law on land that was not in their jurisdiction.
As you can see, this outcome was in favor of Mr. Worcester. Now, how did this affect the Supreme Court?
My case demonstrated how the Supreme Court managed to retain supremacy in their ruling and uphold the Constitution of the state. Sadly, in 1838, the Indians were removed from their land anyway.
Andrew Jackson did not agree with John Marshall's decision because he felt as if it violated states' rights and prevented state expansion as well as usurped his power. Therefore, Jackson refused to enforce this law. Andrew Jackson's negligence to abide by the Supreme Court's decision led to Georgia's refusal to accept the Supreme Court's decision as well. This eventually led to the Trail of Tears, which was the forced migration of thousands of Native Americans to designated Indian Territory in Oklahoma.